One thing I would definitely miss is looking for parking in Rome.
Ciao a tutti, benvenuti sul mio canale. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So, if I left Italy and I had to go and live in America again, what would I miss in this country? The things that I'm going to talk about in today's video are really in no particular order, although I have saved the best one for last. The Italian system is not perfect, but I will take my chances here. Let's get started. Cominciamo. One of the first things that I noticed when I came to live in Italy 13 years ago is that whenever an Italian comes into a room or leaves, most Italians, they always say hello and goodbye. That might sound kind of odd, but honestly, I see this more here than I ever did in the United States.
Buongiorno. That's it. Arrivederci.
This is an Italian custom that I've always liked, and I like it because it's a way to acknowledge the other people when you step into a room. It's like saying, you exist. While I was living in Napoli, I saw something that I had never seen before. So if I was in an elevator and somebody comes in, they would say hello to me. They would say, buongiorno, salve, buonasera. Talking to me? A quick London story for you. So back in 2018, my wife and I went there to visit some friends. One afternoon, we walk into a little store because we needed some water or something. So we walk in, and my wife says, good evening. I looked at her and I said, no, we don't quite do that in English-speaking countries. I can't speak for England, but I don't think they do that there either now. To that, my wife said, well, what do you say when you walk in? Nothing, really. I don't think so. Now, I can't possibly make a video about things that I would miss in Italy without mentioning the obvious. The food. Without getting into details of specific foods that I would miss, I do want to hit upon an important concept here. They have a good demand for quality, and I think this is what makes Italian food very special. They know exactly what they want, they know exactly how food is supposed to taste, they have a certain standard for its quality, and when they don't get it, they let you know. Attenzione! I'm not going to say that Italian food is the best in the world, really. And the reason why is because I haven't tried all the foods in the world, or at least I haven't had a good variety of foods from different countries. So, in all fairness, that's why I can't say that it's the best. Sorry. But I do eat very well here. This next one is really the reason why I moved to this country, one of the primary reasons, and it's this. It is great, and it's even an honor to live in the land of my ancestors. However, this effect has worn off a little bit throughout the years, just a little bit. When you live somewhere, when you experience Italy on a day-to-day basis, then your mind is not always on, oh, my great-grandparents came from this town, oh, I live so close to the Colosseum, I'm surrounded by history. You never forget it really, but when you've got to pay a bill, for example, it's not the first thing on your mind. From the perspective of a US expat living in Italy, it is still amazing to see things which are over 2,000 years old, because we haven't got that in the US. Speaking of old things, something else that I would miss would be the Borghi, or the little small towns in Italy. Whenever I go to these places, for me, this is quintessential Italy. This is really what a lot of people think of when they go to these small towns. From the perspective of somebody who has Italian roots, I think a lot of us can relate to these towns, because most likely our great-grandparents or whoever, they came from these small towns, myself included.
Don't ever tell me that it's cold in Italy.
No ice or snow here. Now don't get me wrong, it does snow here in Italy, but this is primarily in mountain towns and in a lot of parts of northern Italy. But in all the places where I have lived, I have never seen snow. For example, here in Rome, it has snowed, but I just can't remember seeing anything. Many Italians seem to love snow. They always say, oh, che bella. Well, no, I have a different vision of snow.
Oh, this is something that I definitely don't miss. This is called black ice. And it's dangerous, especially when you're driving.
Aesthetically speaking, yes, it is rather pretty, sure. However, I have different memories of snow. I don't like it because too many times in Connecticut, the snow has a tendency to cut the power lines somehow, and you could be without power for 3 or 4 days, so not fun. Just a quick note, if you are looking for some help in regards to planning a vacation to Italy, moving here, help with the Italian language, or other things, then go to the description of this video and you will see a link for Buy Me a Coffee. Once you're there, then you can book a Zoom call with me. So if you're interested, the link's in the description. Let's continue. Andiamo avanti. In Italy, I tend to walk a lot more than I ever did in the United States. At least in the area of Rome where I live, everything I need is within walking distance, and it's incredibly convenient. Next we have trains. So if you are coming to Italy for vacation, or if you live here and you're just looking for an easier way to get to Milan, for example, then I would definitely consider the trains. So this is Termini Station, and here you have all the high-speed trains that take you to various Italian cities. Italo, Trenitalia, I really don't have a preference really. I've had no serious problems with either one of them. But between the two, I would probably pick Italo, and the reason why is that they're more or less cheaper, and I just find them a bit more comfortable. Now, I do have a car. However, very often I find the train to be the better option, both in costs and also in traveling time. In the US, I never took the train. I think the only time I ever did was to go from New Haven to New York City, and that was it really. They don't card you for beer. Now, this is something that is not a huge deal breaker for me, really. But it is kind of nice how when I go to a pub or when I just go anywhere and I want a beer, they don't ask you for identification, so it's kind of nice. This next one is debatable, and there are certainly exceptions to this. But one aspect of the Italian people that I have always appreciated is the fact that they are willing to help, or if they can't help you, they try their very best. I repeat, not everybody is this way, but I just feel that the majority of the Italians generally try to help you as best they can. This could be for advice on, I don't know, medical issues, what to do in certain situations, or even something simple as directions. You know, if they don't know the way to a place, they'll do their best to kind of point you in the right direction, so to speak. I attribute this aspect to two key factors in Italian culture. One, I think the Italians are just very generous in general. Most of them, I would say. I can't say that enough, really. And two, for the Italians, appearances are very important. And in this situation, this refers to how you portray yourselves. So you always want to make yourselves look good. And if you try your best to help somebody, it makes you look better. Not to overanalyze the situation, but I think Italians are this way just because it's part of the culture, really. And I appreciate that. If you're enjoying today's video, make sure you leave me a thumbs up. This will help my channel grow, so thank you very much. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. Let's continue. Andiamo avanti. This next one is truly a passion of mine, and I will make a more in-depth video of this in the future, so don't worry. But this is the healthcare. As an American living in Italy, I still cannot get used to the fact that when I go to the doctors, I don't owe anything. They don't ask for an insurance card. It's great. Also, emergency services are tax paid. So for example, if I have to go to the hospital in an ambulance, or if something bad happens to me and I need emergency surgery, then I don't pay. Granted, in the hospitals, you do pay something, but it depends on the severity of your case. So this is called a ticket, but generally these costs, I think, are nothing compared to what you would pay in the United States. Let's not kid ourselves here. Now, there are pros and cons to both systems, really. There's things I like about the US system, and there's things I like about the Italian system, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, I simply prefer to live in a system where my tax euros go to pay for this care, and it's there when I need it. Simple as that. There's always the public option if you're willing to wait. And sometimes, yes, the wait times can be long, but again, it depends on what we're dealing with here. But there's also the private option. And what I mean is that if you want to get care, then you can go to a private clinic. They do cost more, yes, that's true. However, what you're paying for is speed. So like I said before, if the public option seems a bit long for you and you need care immediately, then you do have this option. You aren't forced to accept the public option. That's what I'm getting at here. What's more, I like the fact that the private clinics are not controlled by private health insurance companies. To my knowledge, they're not. You pay the clinic directly, so there's no middleman involved, aka insurance companies. The Italian system is not perfect, but I will take my chances here. I simply have peace of mind living in a system where I don't have to worry about getting a huge medical bill in the mail. Now let's hear from you. Tocca a voi. So if you lived here, what do you think you would miss? For this week's expression, I think the most logical thing to teach you would be to say, I miss Italy. And in Italian, you would say it this way, mi manca l'Italia. Or in my situation, I would say I would miss Italy. And in this case, you would say it this way, mi mancherebbe l'Italia. If by chance you're looking to move to Italy, then do check out this next video that you're seeing on the screen right now. Grazie mille per l'attenzione, ci vediamo alla prossima. Thanks for watching, I appreciate your time. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.